Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to extract 3D models, textures, animations, and many more from Unreal Engine games using UModel. Whether you're a modder, a game designer, or just curious about game assets, this step-by-step guide is for you. Accessing game assets lets you create your own mods, fan projects, or study professional game design techniques. It's also great for persevering older games or inspiring your own creative work. It's also the first step when it's come to modding a game, so it's pretty important. Now let's dive into how to do that. First, you'll need the tool UModel, also called UE Viewer. It allows you to view and extract Unreal Engine game assets. Let's start by downloading UModel. This is the original website for it, and you can download the file from here. However, the range of supported games on this version is limited. For better compatibility, we'll use an improved build. I recommend do this. In this GitHub page, download this source code file first. The latest release, download it like this. I have included links to this page and all other tools in the video description so you can easily access. After that, from this website, Guilders Forms, you can find different UModel builds. On this page, we have one which is the best one yet, as it supports the most games. In order to download the file, they should provide a link for it like this. Find it, click on it, and it will likely redirect you to a Google Drive, so you can download the files. Download the files. These are the downloaded files. This is UModel X file, and this contains the source code. Open them both and put them inside the same directory, inside the same folder. Make sure they all in the same location. After that, if you open these UModel X files, UModel will open, and it's ready to select your game and export its content. As you can see, we have more than one UModel X file, so which one do we need? The difference is simple. One version supports Unreal Engine 5 games, while the other supports Unreal Engine 4 and earlier versions. You can figure this out by opening each file and checking this box. Then from here, you notice that one version includes an Unreal Engine 5 option, while the other doesn't. Once you've selected the correct version, go to this section and search for your game's name to check if it's supported. If you can't find your game name listed here, it could mean one of the following. You opened the wrong UModel version, or your game isn't supported by this UModel build. To be sure, you need to select your game's Unreal Engine version instead of your game's name. Then try to open your game assets. For example, if I want to extract Dead Island 2 game assets, and the game name isn't listed here, the first step is to figure out which major Unreal Engine version the game uses, and then identify its minor version. After determining that, come back here and select those versions, then attempt to open the game files. If you encounter an error or can't view the game assets, it means this version of UModel doesn't support your game at all. So what should you do next? In Guilders Forms, come to the search bar and search your game's name, the one you want to export its assets. Then you will find some topics which have the UModel build you need for your game. You might find more than one result. You have to look at them and see what they have inside. This one has what I need. Here, there is a link to the UModel build files I need, and this is the download link, so I download it. Download link can be different for other topics. They might provide a direct download link or provide a link to a topic which has the download link. You can read these to get the necessary information about it. This is the file. Put them inside the same directory as UModel source code. Then open it, but which one? We have 3. Here it says this version supports Dead Island 2, so I open that. Now set your game major Unreal version, then here, look and see if it really supports it. And as you can see, it does. This is it. Now after we have the right UModel build for our game, let's go to next step. This is the game's installation directory. Most Unreal games has a similar folder structure like this one, and the files we need are located inside this path. Specifically, we are looking for the pack files. Some games have only a few pack files, while others may have many. It doesn't matter. Once you've downloaded your game and have access to these files, follow these steps. Open the UModel X file that supports your game. First, click here and locate your game's installation directory, where the pack files are. You don't need to select the exact folder where the pack files are located. Just select the main game folder where all the game assets are. After that, click Select Folder to proceed. Next, check this Overmind game detection. And from this section, choose your game Unreal Engine major version. You can also find that info here. Then, from this section, choose the minor version, your game name, or the numbers. For new games, it's mostly the game name. If you can't find the game name here, then you should try to choose the Unreal Engine version for it. It will work fine if it supports the game. My game is mentioned by the name, so I select this. After that, in the Exports Object Type section, check the types of the assets you want to export. You can leave these as they are, then click OK. Next, you might see a message asking you to enter an AES key. Not all games require this, but for those that do, these keys are needed to decrypt the game's pack files where the assets are stored. To find the AES key for your game, go to this website, which provides a comprehensive list of AES keys for all games. Scroll down to this section and click Show. These numbers are the keys, and these are the game's name. Each game has its own AES key. They are different. The games are organized alphabetically, so find your game by scrolling through the list. Once you find your game, copy the AES key like this. Now, return to UModel and paste the key here into the AES key field. Then click OK. If the key is correct, UModel will open without any error, like this. In this section, you can view the contents of the pack files. Most games have a similar folder structure, like this. The most important content, like Mesh, is typically located in a folder named after the game. In my case, it's a folder called Dead Island 2, and this stands for that. Inside that folder, you'll find more folders containing different assets. From here, it's best to check them one by one to locate what you're looking for. For example, my character's assets are inside this folder. There are also different folders for various types of characters. Players are the ones you play as. Inside the Players folder, you'll find the subfolders for each playable character named accordingly. Open the one you want and look for skeleton UAsset files. To identify the skeleton files, look for files starting with SK, which stands for skeleton. Alternatively, check the file size. Skeleton files are typically larger than others. Double-click on it to open it. You might find multiple skeleton meshes for different objects at the same folder, and other files in the same folder could be textures or other assets. You have to open and see what they are. Once you open a file, you can view it here on this window. Use your mouse to navigate. If you want to return to the previous window, go to File and select this option to go back. After you find the file, in this window, select that skeleton mesh file which contains this asset, and right-click on it, then Export. By default, it will export the assets in your UModel installation directory, inside UModel Exports folder. The folder structure is going to be the same as in UModel, so navigate to this directory. And as you can see, the contents are here. You must have a PSK or PSKX file for the character mesh, which I have, and this is it. You can open this in Blender. And in the same directory, you must also have the texture files for that model, which are these. If not, then you have to locate them separately in UModel, then export them in the same way. Another way to export the assets is select the folder which contains the assets inside it, then right-click on it, and export folder content. Then you can change these export options as well, if you want, like select a different directory for them to export. And in mesh section, choose a different export format option for your mesh. I recommend put this on PSK and this one on PSKX. You also have useful and different options here. If you need them, check them. We also have texture export options. If you want, you can export your texture as PNG format or TDS, but I recommend put this on TGA. Finally, export. This way you will have access to all the files located inside that folder. You can also export everything at once, but don't. Now that we have the files, let's open them. If you want to open the 3D model with Blender, you're going to import this PSK file to Blender. But for that you need a PSK plugin for Blender. It's not installed by default. First, download Blender if you don't have it already. You can download which version you want. I download this one. Then from this GitHub page or this website, download the PSK plugin. I download it from here. Scroll down and download the corresponding plugin for your Blender version. If you don't download the right one and download the wrong one, you're gonna get errors, so pay attention. After you download the plugin and Blender, first install Blender and open it. Then select General and select all of these and delete by pressing Delete key. Come to Modeling and make sure you're at the Object mode. We're going to view the model here. First, install the plugin. In Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-on. Then from here, click Install. And on this menu, locate that plugin downloaded file. And select it, then install add-on. After that, you should see it here. If not, search its name. Then check this mark to install it. And done, you have the plugin. Then come to Files again, and Import. And select this option, PSK. And here, locate that PSK mesh file we exported from UModel. Select it. Then on the right side, you can change the import options, which I recommend put this scale number to 0.01. This scale is the main scale for video game characters, and the skeleton to something like 4 or higher, for better view. Then import. Give it a few seconds and there you have it. To navigate, use your mouse scroll wheel. Hold Ctrl, then move it. Also Shift plus Ctrl and move it. Okay, on this section, you can tell what you exported. This is your object, and this is the armature, the bones. You can select them, the armature, and go to pose mode from here. Then select one of these options, and select the bones, then move them. And as you can see, it works perfectly fine. Go to object mode, and as you can see, we have one object, but here if you check the materials, you can see we have too many, almost for each part of the model. If you want the model to be separated by materials, select the object, go to edit mode, then press A to select all, then right click and come to separate, then separate by material. Give it a second and there you have it. You separated them. Now you can edit different part of the model much better. At the moment, it has no textures apply on it, but you have the texture files for this model at the same directory as PSK file, and they are TGA files because I exported them as TGA. Now, if you want to apply them on your mesh or apply any texture on your mesh in Blender, select the object and go to shading from here. First, make sure the viewport is set to this so we can view the textures. Then come to this icon and in material section, select which material you want to add textures. And if you don't have materials for your object, add one like this. Make a new one. Now, down here in Node section, click on the screen to deselect these. Then right-click and in Add, in Texture, select Image Texture and put it here. Then in Image Texture, select Open. And here locate that texture file which is for this material. You can tell by the material's name. Also change the display mode to this so you can see the textures. First one we need is base color. This is base color. Find it and open it. Then connect this color to this base color. Then that texture will apply on your model, on the corresponding part. We also have few other texture format for the same material, which you can add them in the same way and connect them to the corresponding section. For normal map, which is this, you also need this node. Connect it like this. And also change this option to non-color. For other materials, do the same things one by one to get all textures. And that's it. We have a model with its textures apply on it. Some textures may not look like in the game, but that's normal because in the game they render differently. Now you can use this in your projects. For example, you can change this model with another game character model and make a mod. You should also know for some new games we don't have texture supports, so your model looks textureless like this. You have to wait for UModle to support textures for that game, then be able to have access. But what about the rest of the assets, like animations? Well, if the UModel supports it, you can export them. For most games you can, but for some of them you can't. For that info, read the informations on the UModel page you downloaded for your game. For example, UModel for Dead Island 2 that I download supports animations, so let me show you how to export them and how to apply them. First thing you need to do is open your mesh file. Choose which one of the characters you want. After you have your model here, go to Package window again and look for the animation files for this mesh file. Animations should be inside a folder called Animations. Inside that folder you will find many other folders which contains the corresponding animations for each character and scenario. For example, I have a player mesh open on this window. So I go to where its animations are. They are inside this directory. These are the animation files. Choose which one you want. Select it, then down here in Open, click on this, then select Append, Add to Loaded Set. After that, it will add the animation here. And by selecting this window and pressing the bracket keys, you can switch between the animations. And by pressing space, you can play that animation. You can try out other animations as well. Add them in the same way and try them. Find the one you want and get ready to export. But make sure it's this mesh file's animation, not other ones, or it won't play it here. You can also get errors in Blender. Every skeleton has its own animations. After you find the one you need, let's export. In order to export, in Package menu, select the animation file. Right-click on it, and select Export. Just like that, it will export in UModel installation directory. Same place as your mesh file, but inside animation folder. And it's going to be a PSA file. PSK is for mesh, PSA is for animation. Now that we have this as well, let's add it in Blender. First, in Blender, you need to have your PSK file. So export and set up that first. Then switch to Animation Workspace, which is this. Next, select the armature, the bones you want the animations to apply. Then come to File and Import, and select PSA. If you don't select the armature, this won't be visible and you can't select it. And this PSA option comes with that PSK plugin. Select it, and here locate that PSA animation file. Select it, and make sure to set your options like mine. Then import. You might get this error, but ignore it. Okay, to apply the animation in the timeline here, set this to Dope Sheet, and this one to Action Editor. Okay, after that, click on this. And as you can see, we have an option here. This is the animation we imported. Select it. And as you can see, the pose on our model changed. To play the animation, click on this. You can add more animation on top of this if you want. Then switch between them and play them. When it comes to animations, another thing to consider is skeletons. In some games, when you open the mesh file, it says it has no skeleton on it. So first find that mesh file skeleton. It should be in the same directory as the mesh. You can identify it by its name. Then select it, and down here, click on this. Then append. Now, your model has a skeleton and animation will work. You can even render this. Change to object mode and add a camera. Set it as you see fit. Then add some lights. To see the change from here, apply these settings. Then after you set up, select your animation and play it. See if it looks fine. If you like it, Then get ready to export it as a video. For that, come to this icon. It's render properties. Set this render engine to cycle. It's more realistic. Then come to this icon, output here. You can change the resolution and FPS. Scroll down and here, set a directory for your export file. And then change this format to FFmpeg video, because it's a video, not image. And that's it. To render, press Ctrl plus F12. Give it a few minutes or hours to render. And done. Now you know how to export assets from Unreal Engine games and use them in Blender, whether it's for creating mods, making animations, or anything else in your mind. If you have any question, feel free to ask in comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck.